Hey guys, so today I'm going to be finally doing my Stanley Cup Finals preview video. So the St. Louis Blues versus the Boston Bruins. So, Boston's in the finals. I hate Boston so much. I really do. I really do. Like, I hate them with a passion. Okay, so going into round 3 for both teams. So St. Louis defeated the Sharks in 6 games. And then Boston beat the Canes in 4 games. Boston at home, obviously 2-0, and obviously away 2-0. St. Louis at home 2-1, and then away 2-1 as well. Going into their penalty kill, power plays, whatever, for just this series. 5 for 21 for St. Louis, which is 23.8%, which is not the greatest, but 23.8%. Are you sure about that? 5 for 21. I don't know if I did the math right, but whatever. And then their penalty kill, they killed 11 of 13, which is 84.6%. And if you realize that my voice is deeper or my, like, you know, I'm sick, so. And I saw that in my past few videos. Just a heads up in case you guys didn't watch them. But, so Boston on the power play was 7 for 15, a 46.6% percentage, which is good. And on the penalty kill, they killed all but 1, 13 of 14 killed, 92.8%. So they're better than St. Louis's penalty kill and power play. Going into all of the playoffs now, Boston power play was 17 for 50, which is 34%. Their penalty kill, they killed 44 of 51, which is 86.2. And then for St. Louis on the power play, 12 for 62, which is 19.3%. They killed 32 of 41, which is 78%. So in all the playoffs and the third round just itself, Boston does have the better special teams. So that's going to be something to, like, watch out for. So going into the season series, there was only 2 games. So January 17th, 2019, obviously, Boston won at home 5-2, and then February 23rd, St. Louis won at home 2-1 in a shootout. So Boston is 1-0-1 against, so they haven't lost in regulation yet. And then St. Louis is 1-1-0 against Boston. I felt like there was more games, but that was all that came up, and then it was confirmed during a preview I saw, so that's that. So playoff records for all the playoffs. I do think I got this right. Boston 12-5, St. Louis 12-7. So this is how they got here in general. So the Bruins defeated the Leafs, don't remind me, 4-3 in the best-of-7 Eastern Conference first round. They defeated Columbus 4-4-2 in the best-of-7 series second round, and then defeated Carolina Hurricanes 4-0 in the best-of-7 conference finals. As for the Blues, they defeated the Jets 4-2 in the first round. They defeated the Stars in 7 games 4-3 in the second round, and they defeated the Sharks in 6 games 4-2. And obviously the best-of-7 conference finals. So again, this season series 1-0-1 for Boston, St. Louis 1-1-0. So getting into, like, the actual preview part of it. So the last time the Boston Bruins and St. Louis Blues met in the playoffs, or met in the Stanley Cup final rather, in 1970, Boston's Bobby Orr dove through the air after scoring the championship clinching overtime goal in Game 4. So who will be the hero this time? We'll see. So the Bruins and Blues will play for the Stanley Cup again, beginning with Game 1 at TD Garden. Oh, I hate how Boston has home ice on Monday at 8 p.m., so 2 days from now. Boston is in the Cup final for the 20th time in its history, and the 3rd time in the past 9 years, 2011 and 2013. The Bruins are seeking their 7th championship and first since 2011. St. Louis is in the Cup final for the first time since the 1970 series against Boston, and the 4th in its history, also 1968 and 1969. The Blues have never won the Stanley Cup in their 51 seasons. Damn. The Blues, who advanced to the Cup final with a 5-1 victory against the San Jose Sharks in Game 6 of the Western Conference final on Tuesday, will try to become the first team to win the Stanley Cup after being in last place in the NHL standings after its 20th game of the season. That's crazy. Like, can you imagine that? Like, you're in like last place after 20 games, but then skip forward to the finals, then you're there. It's like, shit, really? Damn, that's awesome. So St. Louis was 15-18-4, and in last place in the NHL on January 3rd before going on an NHL best 30-10-5 the remainder of the regular season to finish 3rd in the Central Division, which is intense. That's crazy. So once we got going in January and February, I knew we had a good hockey team, and we got in the Stanley Cup final, and we got in the Stanley Cup playoffs, and anything can happen, said the Blues coach Craig Berube, who replaced Mike Yeo, okay, yeah, him. on November 21st and became the 11th coach in NHL history to reach the Cup final after taking over mid-season. You've got to get here, and we did. Credit to our players. They battled and they believed we were going to make the playoffs, and we made it, and now we're here, which is obviously intense. Like, you're in the final 2 now. That's crazy. The Bruins will have to shake off some rust in Game 1. They will have been off 10 days since completing a 4-game sweep against the Carolina Hurricanes in the Eastern Conference Final with a 4-0 win, May 16th. As for Boston 49-24-9, which finished second in the Atlantic Division, has won its past 7 games by a combined 28-9. That's crazy. We've earned the right to be where we are, to go to the Stanley Cup final, Bruins coach Bruce Cassidy said. We've beaten 3 good teams. There is some unfinished business, so that's part of the emotion you want to keep in check. You want to enjoy it, but I think our guys understand there are still 4 more steps to take. So before I get into the game breakers, I'm already going to mention this in the end of this video, but I might as well shouldn't just mention it now. So every team that's swept someone either got swept the next round or they lost in the next round. Every single team that got swept. I don't have a list right now, but I know that New York, I think, swept Pittsburgh, then New York got swept. And then it's just been a recurring thing. 3 times now where someone swept someone, they either got swept, and 2 of the 3 times where the team that swept someone lost were by sweeps. So to be honest, that's what's making me think Boston's not going to win. But then Boston has home ice, so that's making me think Boston is 7. But then I'm not going to count out that St. Louis can win because they've had so many days off, and like it's 2 more games, but still, like, and then there's still a bunch of days off until it's, I don't know when the game was, like it was like Tuesday, I think, the game 6, and then they have 6 days off before this one, and it's already been 4, so 2 more days. But yeah, it's just crazy. I do think that Boston can lose the series, mainly because of that. I do think it'll kind of like be a recurring thing still. Like, I do feel that trend will be continued, but I'm not positive because I just don't know. So going into some game breakers. So for the Bruins, after reaching 100 points, 36 goals, 64 assists for the first time in his 10-season NHL career, Brad Marchand is second in the playoffs with 18 points, 7 goals, 11 assists in 17 games behind San Jose's Logan Couture, 20. Marchand had 5 goals, 2 points, 3 assists in 4 games against Carolina in their conference final, tying line mate Patrice Bergeron 3 goals, 2 assists for most in the series. For the Blues, Jaden Schwartz is second in the playoffs with 12 goals in 19 games behind Couture's 14. That's 1 more goal than Schwartz had in 69 regular season games, and 1 short of Brett Hull's St. Louis postseason record from 1990. Schwartz scored 4 goals against San Jose in their conference final, including 3 in a 5-0 win in Game 5. Going into the goaltending, which has been good for both teams, I think. Well, obviously they've been good. Like, why the fuck are they in the finals, right? So obviously they're good. So for the Bruins, Tuukka Rask is 12-5 in the playoffs. I was right. With an NHL best 1.84 goals against average and 942 save percentage, that's really good. He had a shutout in series clinching wins in the second round against the Columbus Blue Jackets, 39 saves in Game 6, and the Hurricanes in the conference final, 24 saves in Game 4. He went 2-4 with a 2.21 goals against, a 932 save percentage, and 1 shutout in the 2013 Stanley Cup final, when the Chicago Blackhawks won in 6 games. For the Blues, a finalist for the Calder Trophy as NHL Rookie of the Year, Jordan Binghamton made his first NHL start January 7th and went 24-5-1 with an NHL best 1.89 goals against, a 927 save percentage, 4th in the NHL in 5 shutouts. He is the fifth rookie goalie in NHL history to earn his team's first 12 wins in a single postseason. His numbers have slipped in the playoffs: 2.36 goals against, 914 save percentage with 1 shutout only, but he made the save on 75 of 77 shots, 974 save percentage in winning the final 3 games against San Jose. Going into some numbers to know. For the Bruins, the line of Marchand, 7 goals, 11 assists, Bergeron, 8 goals, 5 assists, and David Pastrnak, 7 goals, 8 assists, has scored 38.6% of Boston's goals in the playoffs, 22 of 57, including 6 game winners. 19 players have scored in the postseason, tying the Bruins record. During its 7-game winning streak, Boston has led for 254 minutes and 25 seconds, and trailed for 13 minutes 8 seconds, all in game 1 of the conference final. The Bruins led the NHL on the power play in the playoffs at 34%, 17 for 50, including 46.7%, 7 for 15 in the conference final, which I mentioned that before. For the Blues, Vladimir Tarasenko had at least 1 point in each of the 6 games in the conference final, 3 goals, 5 assists. The fourth line of Ivan Barbashev, 2 goals, 1 assist. Oscar Sundqvist, 2 goals, 1 assist, and Alexander Steen, 1 goal, 1 assist, combined for 8 points, 5 goals, 3 assists in the conference final. The Blues have had 18 players score playoff goals. Alex Pietrangelo's 13 points, 2 goals, 11 assists are the most by a St. Louis defenseman in a playoff year. The Blues are 19.4%, 12 for 62 on the power play in the playoffs, including 33.3%, 5 for 15 over the past 4 games. So going into the injury report. So for the Bruins, defenseman Zdeno Chara is expected to play in Game 1. After missing Game 4 of the conference final with an undisclosed injury. Defenseman Kevin Miller, lower body, had another setback in his recovery and won't be ready for the start of the Cup final. Forward Chris Wagner, right arm, also won't be ready to play after blocking a shot in Game 3 against Carolina. And for the Blues, defenseman Vince Dunn, upper body, hasn't played since being hit in the face with a shot in Game 3 of the conference final, and that's all for St. Louis. So they said it. So to Garask, it's so difficult to advance in the playoffs, let alone make it to the final. We need to really enjoy this, but realize that we have lots of work to do. I mean, every year is a new year, different groups. You always think you have a chance, and I think the past few years we've really built something special here with a great group of guys. Once again, Tuukka Rask has said that. And then the Blues captain Alex Pietrangelo has said, "A lot of people doubted us this year, but I'll tell you what, this group was resilient, and I'm really proud of the guys, because as hard as it is, it's been fun to look back and see where we are now," which is, that's really good. After being last out for 20 games, and then 62 games later, you're in the playoffs, and then you make the finals. So that's really good. So they will win the Bruins will win if they continue to get scoring from throughout their lineup, particularly at even strength, and Rask continues to play at an all-world level. The top line of Marchand, Bergeron, and Pastrnak was limited to one 5-on-5 goal in the conference final by Bergeron in the third period of Game 4, but the Bruins didn't need more than that because their power play was lethal, and 7 of the other players scored even strength goals, which is obviously good for them. And for the Blues, they don't have to play from behind, limit their trips to the penalty box. They will win if they don't have to play from behind, if they limit their trips to the penalty box, and Binnington can match Rask. The Blues are 9-1 in the playoffs when scoring in the first 6 minutes. The Bruins have been dominant, playing with a lead in the postseason, including 11-0 when ahead entering the third period, with their suffocating defensive system, and Rask's goaltending. St. Louis and Boston have similar depth at forward and defenseman. If Binnington can play at Rask's level, this series will be a toss-up. So that's basically the whole preview of it. Now I'm going to get into my own little thing, like my prediction type thing. But this should be one hell of a series. Like, both goalies are really good. Both teams seem really good. Like, they both made it here for a reason, right? So, like, they both have a chance to win. And it just makes me nervous because, like, this isn't a series where I think, you know what, yeah, Boston's just going to win easily. No. And it's also not a series where I think, oh yeah, St. Louis is going to crush them. I wish they did. So yeah, okay. So as I said in my past videos, the teams that swept someone, I'm mentioning this again, the teams that swept someone got swept right back or just lost the series afterward, and Boston swept the Canes. Hi Kat, what's up dude? So yeah, Boston swept the Canes. So I do feel that this trend can continue and the Blues will win. Will they sweep Boston? Of course not. There's no way. This has to go the full 6 to 7 games. Like, it just has to. Here's my cat. Yeah, so it just has to go the full 6-7 games. If it doesn't, that's crazy. Again, as for who will win, I have no idea. Because, again, Boston has home ice in this series, but teams that sweep teams lose the following round. So it's really hard to say, like, which trend will continue. Or not trend, but like, will Boston continue being good at home, or will the trend continue and Boston will have too much rest and they'll lose in the finals? I mean, it's the finals. I doubt they're gonna wake themselves up if they're tired, but you know what I mean. or not tired, just like bored because they haven't played in a while, right? Because like it's kind of like not going to work. Like depends where you work, but let's say like you don't go to work for a week, you come back and you're rusty because you're kind of like, oh yeah, like now I have to get back in the swing of things. Exactly the same thing, except you're an NHL player. So again, it is hard to say. It depends how both teams and goalies play. It depends how like the special teams is for Boston, and obviously the penalty kill for, and obviously the special teams for both. But Boston's has been better in the third round and throughout the whole entire playoffs. So St. Louis has to get their shit together. If they go to the box, they cannot let them score. If they do, they're fucked. So it'll be a close series, probably pretty even, and again, both teams are here for a reason. So final series are usually great from what I see and thrilling, so let's see. I can't give a straight up prediction, but if I must say, I will say Bruins in 7 because they have home ice. And though I hope I'm wrong and that the Blues sweep them, but it's not going to happen. So I just really hope the St. Louis Blues can win. Normally, I would say let the best team win, but go Blues, go. Go Blues, go. I do not like the Blues for taking out Winnipeg, but the Blues now could take out Boston, the most hated team probably in the whole NHL. Because I know a lot of people hate the Bruins, including me and my friends. So, do you want to say bye for me? No? Okay. Well, guys, looks like I will end this video here. So, I think I will do a video unless I got too lazy to. But I will do a video on who wins the whole Cup final, and I'll tell you my thoughts about the whole thing, and we'll go from there. But right now, I'm just excited. This has nothing to do with hockey, but the Raptors play Game 6 today, and they can literally win the conference final and be like Eastern Conference champions or whatever the fuck. And they could make the NBA Finals today. Today, in Toronto, they could do it today. For the first time in franchise history, and it's already been the best season because they've already won 3 games. They need one more to get to the NBA Finals. And then also Canada is playing right now against Czech Republic in like the IHF World Championship or something. So in the semifinals, so that game I'm gonna like watch like right when I get downstairs. So a bunch of sports today, not really bunch, but 2. But yeah, I guess may the best team win, but I really hope St. Louis is the better team. And again, do not mind me. This is my sister's room. Like it was my sister's room. The wall's still pink. I'm just kind of making it mine. But yeah. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what your thoughts in the comments. Who's gonna win and how many games? Why? You know what I mean? So yeah, just let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.